Hi everyone, my name is teacher Ilona Smith. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at relationship and team performance for grade 10s. Alright, team performance. So I've included this in my slides because I want learners to see how they can be tested for this chapter specifically. So you can be asked questions such as discuss or explain ways in which people need to work together to accomplish business objectives, discuss and explain factors that can influence team relationships, list or understand the business objectives, and so on and so forth. So jot this down, and while you're studying, try and answer these questions. If you get stuck, time to hit the books again. All right, so a little bit of an introduction. Teamwork is when two or more people come together to reach a common goal. Successful teams communicate frequently and openly. Team members can engage with one another, and they are flexible to ensure overall success of the team. Now, when we're looking at this topic, you guys have worked in teams before. May it not be in the same way that you're thinking, but there've been projects. There's other projects that you need to come up with a dance or come up with a work program. There are some other group projects you need to do for other subjects. I know consumer studies specifically, you work in groups of 2, some schools maybe groups of 3, and you need to communicate and you need to have that cohesive teamwork. Otherwise, that lemon meringue of yours is going to flop. Sorry to say. Moving on. Teamwork can be natural for some people, but very difficult for others. Poor relationships amongst the team members can be categorized by emotional or behavioral actions that can create distress, anger, and even withdrawal. This can create a divide in the team, in which this can then lead to poorer team performance. I'm sure you guys have experienced that. If someone's not gelling or working so well in the team, it's going to affect the entire team as a whole. And I know, sad to say, most teams you have the bunch that are doing all the work, the bunch that are doing a little bit, and the bunch that are doing nothing. And that's where the anger comes in, because I'm going to be frustrated if I have to carry your workload because you're not doing anything. So we need to all work together, and we need to be a cohesive group within that. So in this topic, we're going to learn about the benefits of teamwork, the importance of everyone in the team working together to achieve our business goals and objectives, and then we're also going to learn about what factors influence these team relationships. So the meaning of business objectives, we did this in the beginning of the term. Remember, I'll give you a little quiz time. Which chapter do you think? And if you guess microenvironment, then you are correct. Not me feeling like I did a little Dora the Explorer moment there. Yeah, we'll move on from that. So a business objective explains in detail the steps that we need to plan in order to achieve our specific goal. The types of business objectives can be for profitability, productivity, and service. So if I look at my YouTube channel, I know it sounds cute to say where we've got it now, but when I first started my channel, my goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers. And well, little did I know, 2 years later from that, I would have 23,000 subscribers, and my next goal is to reach 30, and after that to reach 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100 when I can get my plaque. I mean, that's going to be insane. To think I started this 2-3 years ago, and I am 23% away from achieving a plaque. That's crazy. But goals. If you want to get 80% for business studies in the November exam, it is possible. For those that are sitting there saying, oh, that's not me, that's not possible, I'm telling you, it's possible. I've seen learners go from 30s to 80s in my classroom. So it is possible. It is a difficult subject. It's not for everyone. I get that. I'm not discrediting that. But if you put the right goals and objectives in place, you can achieve that. Now, if you're going to be studying 2-3 days before your test, an exam, well, no, you're not going to be achieving that 80% unless you have some, I don't know, hieroglyphic photographic memory, right? And you're insane with studying. Otherwise, maybe not. But putting in the hard work, making a schedule, making a timetable. And now I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to continue. So a good business objective will focus on profit, will focus on productivity and service, providing good service. A good business objective aligns to the vision, the mission, and the purpose of the business. So my purpose of my YouTube channel, to assist learners and help them with providing explanation videos and a whole walkthrough on topics. So with not uploading, am I achieving and, moving towards that goal? No. That is not moving towards my vision and my mission on my channel. But uploading more and perhaps providing exams, mock-up exams that learners can practice, providing extra resources, providing extra quizzes. Wow, now we're moving into a different area, and that could definitely help learners. So, examples of business objectives. So we have improve customer service. Okay, here we can decrease our customer complaints by 25% in the next 6 years. Good customer service will help to retain our customers and generate continued and sustained revenue. Business survival. Grow our business by attracting and maintaining loyal customers during these difficult 3 years without compromising quality. We're talking about these difficult 3 years because it's normally the first 3 years when you open a business is normally really tough. And if you can survive that, some people say 5 years. If you can survive that, then you're onto a good start. Increase your market share. So increasing our market share by 5% in the next 6 months. We can do this by launching digital marketing campaigns by the end of the month. Increase profitability. Maximize our profits by increasing our profitability by 2% in the next 12 months. Employee retention and human resources. We value our team and we want to avoid a high employee turnover, as that will be a negative impact on our productivity. High employee turnover, that is how many times people are entering and leaving your business. I think of it, I said in one of my previous videos, I think it's in grade 11, it's like flipping a pancake. So you're going to turn it over to cook it on the other side. So it's how many times are you turning that pancake over? The more you're turning it over, the worse for your company. And yes, people get promoted. People immigrate. People want to move up and get different jobs. People move careers, 100%. But if your employee turnover rate is like 80%, and it means you keep on hiring people, there could be a business problem with that, and a problem within the business that needs to be resolved and addressed to try and lower that amount. Social responsibility. Use environmentally friendly materials to produce your product and packaging. Become a green business by 2023. So what are the benefits? Okay, so now we're working in a team. What are the benefits of us working in a team? So teamwork is important for achieving business objectives. Teamwork can be described as a group of individuals working together efficiently and effectively towards a common goal. So, the benefits. Now, nice one for the exam. Explain or discuss the benefits of teamwork. Maybe even in an essay. The members of the team learn from each other and they grow. The team achieves more than the individual. Good teamwork helps businesses to achieve its objectives. It gives employees more control over their jobs. The performance of all team members improves because they support each other's skills. Teamwork encourages workers to increase their range of skills to increase productivity. Teamwork improves effective communication. Teamwork can create strong relationships among employees, which in turn leads to better communication within a team. So, again, I can achieve more if I have a group and we are splitting the work and hopefully equally doing our part and doing our job. Then our work can increase and our productivity can increase than me doing it alone, right? Helps us to achieve our goals. A single person trying to achieve the goals of increasing profitability by 2% is really a stretch. But again, if you have a team doing it, more hands on deck gets the job done quicker. And then when we're looking there, we can learn from each other. So perhaps someone has really good Excel skills, or someone has really good technological video editing skills, and they can help us in that. Then we can all learn and grow. I'm not for this gatekeeping community and generation. So hence my YouTube channel. I'm not gatekeeping. I know some might think I'm gatekeeper when it comes to what is the essay, but that is not for me to say. I cannot predict what is going to be in an essay question, because if I do, I could be leading you astray. I could tell you it is essay A and then you get essay B, and then obviously I get all the hate comments, and that's not what I'm here for. So bearing in mind, it's really nice of a community and as employees to share your knowledge and help each other, because what I always believe is whatever you give out, you're going to get back. So if you're giving good out and you're helping others and you're boosting others, then your time will come and that's going to come back to you as well. Right, continuing with the benefits. Teamwork promotes healthy risk-taking. Working as a team allocates team members to take on more risks because they are now supporting each other in case there is failure. Teamwork provides a wider sense of ownership when working together to achieve the business objectives. The team members feel connected to the company, which then builds loyalty towards the company, and we all get individual satisfaction. So if we are creating a campaign on TikTok, and I see a lot of businesses are doing all these trending TikTok videos, and it's amazing. It's really, really, really cool to see. And if our business explodes in a good way, I mean viral, and a lot of customers are coming to us, well, that's exactly what we want for our business. And we're going to feel accomplished because we were part of that. It's not the CEOs and the top management doing that. It's us on the ground getting involved. And that, I think, in today's day and age, it's also important for companies to realize that they need to get their team members and their employees involved in teamwork and trying to improve the business. Teamwork promotes creativity. Learning thrives when people are working together as a team. Teamwork creates synergy to maximize energy levels of employees. So remember, there were a lot of bullets here that we discussed, but you need to study 4. If you study 4, you are A-okay, you're good to go. Because remember, each bullet is worth 2 marks. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 marks that you can use in section B or in the essay, and that is more than enough. If you remember more, fantastic. Put that in your essay. Recommend or suggest ways in which businesses can create an environment that enables teams to work effectively. So, greater results that can be achieved through teamwork. So it's more important than a business creating an environment that enables teams to work effectively. Okay? Because we're going to achieve, as I mentioned, greater results working together. Ensure the team clearly understands what are the business objectives. Set ground rules for the team. Ground rules could be delegating for which task goes to which person. So you're going to get the specific task, you're going to get that task, and delegating. Ground rules could be we meet once a week. We share ideas. We don't criticize ideas. Just to make that team cohesion work together very well and create that team synergy. Establish team values and goals. Consider each employee's ideas as valuable. Be clear and specific when communicating to prevent confusion. Encourage listening and brainstorming. Encourage trust, respect, and cooperation amongst members of the team. Encourage team members to share information and resources effectively. Delegate problem-solving tasks to the team. Establish a method for arriving at a consensus or to prevent conflict. Be aware of employees' unspoken feelings. Then we have the different hierarchies and management levels. I just want to apologize if the vehicles have been very loud in my video. We stay quite close to the road. Well, this room is quite close to the road. So it can be a bit loud every now and again. It seems like it's peak hour traffic and everyone's driving around town. So I just want to apologize for that. So we have top management, middle management, and first line management. Right. In top management, we've got our vice president, the board of directors, and our CEO. Middle management, we've got our general manager and our regional manager. First line managers, we have our supervisor, our team manager, and our team leader. Right, the meaning of interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationship in the workplace refers to a strong association among individuals working together. Interpersonal relationships in the workplace allow team members to share a special relationship with team members, build up a relationship of trust, openness, and understanding, and effective communication. Everyone plays a role in achieving the business goals and objectives. The meaning of interpersonal relationship. This is the quality of an interpersonal relationship impacts the productivity of teams. If employees are skilled and knowledgeable, teams will be strong and effective. Results can be achieved through teamwork, so it is important that a business creates an environment that enables teamwork to work effectively. Usually, employees will take pride in their work if they are aware of how their efforts impact on achieving the business objectives. Celebrating milestones and praising team members helps employees feel excited to be part of a team. This can then turn and become higher in productivity. Types of interpersonal working relationships. So greater results can be achieved through teamwork and effective personal relationships. It is important to create a business environment that stimulates teams that work together effectively. Here are some examples of the different types of interpersonal relationships that can occur in the workplace. Okay, so there are 4 types of relationships, and we're going to look at all 4 of them now, namely peer relationships, group relationships, authority relationships, and external relationships. Peer relationships. These relationships are between the employees and employees that are at the same level at work. Okay? Employees are equal and the relationship is based on mutual respect. So if you're working in the admin department and another lady's working in the admin department, you can have a peer relationship, and therefore it's because you're working at the same level and you have the same responsibilities and your authority level is the same. Group relationships. Group relationships are the relationships between members of the group or team. Healthy group relationships will ensure good results, whereas poor relationships between group members may result in conflict. I think that one's a bit self-explanatory. Authority relationships. Authority relationships are relationships between a manager and subordinates. This relationship is based on mutual respect. External relationships. External relationships in the workplace refer to the relationships with people outside of the business or company. These type of relationships are based on service delivery or outsourcing. Factors that influence team relationships. There are several factors that can influence team relationships. In this section, we're going to look at some of these factors. Right, so we have prejudice. Prejudice is a negative attitude towards an individual. This attitude is based on the differences between the individuals who belong to a particular social group. So, for example, prejudice is common amongst people who are members of unfamiliar culture groups. So, prejudice could be on religion, it could be on culture. So, we tend to have this negative attitude, maybe because we don't understand their type of belief and culture, or it could just feel ours is superior for whatever reason. But now we're going to look at how do we address this? How does our business address these type of factors? So team building among staff members is very important, and it can be something simple as going painting, or I know there's a really nice place where you can do obstacle courses. It's called Acro Branch. That's really cool. You can go do that. You can even just do like Boere sport, where you have a spoon and you've got an egg on top, tug of war. It doesn't have to be complicated stuff, but just simple stuff that gets a team together outside of work stuff and gets us to get to know each other better. And then also the awareness of cross-cultural differences. So this can be held in like a workshop where we just explain the cultural differences between each other and explain the importance in respecting and understanding each other's cultures. Then we have discrimination. Discrimination is a negative action towards an individual because of their belonging to a certain gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. I realize now the above one, it doesn't have to do with religion. Sorry about that. So ways that we can address this and deal with this is human relation policy should include that discrimination will not be allowed in the workplace. Procedures to report discrimination should also be discussed with employees. Then we have diversity. Diversity is the practice of including or involving people from a range of different social, ethnic backgrounds and of different genders and sexual orientations. How do we deal with that? We adhere to policies of equal opportunities when supporting new staff. Again, team building activities among staff members. Then we have belief. Belief is a conviction that we generally accept to be true without evidence or proof. Beliefs are related to culture and religion. Beliefs influence our thought, attitude, and we must be aware of them. So I could have the belief that the best food out there is sushi. You get no better food, and I'm not going to fight this with anyone. If someone comes to tell me that spaghetti bolognese or pizza is better, I am going to shut them down because sushi's the best. Okay, that is a type of belief, and I'm sure with my description, we've come across people like that. And at the end of the day, there's an understanding of you might believe that to be true. That is your preference, but understanding that there's different people and different preferences, and they have different beliefs, and just an understanding of that, and I think and a mutually acceptable respect for one another. And I think for the other person also to be aware that their ideas aren't always the greatest and the best, that there are other people and there are also ideas, and their ideas can be great too. So how do we deal with this? Awareness of moral values and integrity within the business. So moral values and integrity is saying, you know what, you can express your opinions, but be open to other people's opinions as well. Because there's going to come a time that you want people to believe in your vision and they don't. So, and in the same way, you are not going to agree with someone else's. And just that mutual understanding and respect for one another. Equity. I'm going to reword this a little bit because I see the wording is a little bit off. So equity in the workplace, this is about respect, again, and dignifying treatment to every person in the business. So respecting and just being understanding of everyone in the business. Equity encourages diversity in decision making. It allows job satisfaction and employee engagement. So how do we deal with this? Human resource policy should promote equity through appointment, promotion, and allocation of resources. All right, so now we've looked at that. What are the ways that a business can promote healthy interrelationships in the workplace? Because let's be honest, not everyone's going to get along. So we need to have empathy for others. This is an important skill because we build on healthy interpersonal relationships. So empathy, trying to understand people, and I think also having an understanding that people go through things and people struggle financially. There's sickness as well. There's obviously death in a family. So just trying to be empathetic towards that and trying to just be there for that person does help that interpersonal relationship, instead of saying, you know what, we've got a job to do, so doesn't matter what goes on, it doesn't matter what you feel, a job's got to be done. And that's not the right approach with how businesses should do things. If anything, the world is going AI, so we need to have a business that still focuses on the people. So we focus on our clients, we focus on our people that work for us, our employees. So we need to become a bit more people focused, and this is a way to build on that. Empathy helps team members to consider the thoughts, feelings, and the needs of others. Relying on other people builds trust and teamwork, which establishes stronger relationships. Despite occasional disagreements, an effective team enjoys working and they share a strong bond. So what are the ways in which we can address the factors that influence a team relationship? So the business can make sure that employees understand and believe in the business objectives. The business should listen to employees when they share their ideas. Important decisions should be taken through a process of teamwork. Good teamwork needs to be awarded, and a mistake must be viewed as opportunities to learn and grow. Being clear and specific when communicating to prevent confusion. Encouraging trust, respect, and cooperation amongst members of the team. Encouraging team members to share information and resources effectively. Delegating problem-solving tasks to the team. Establishing a method for arriving at a consensus to prevent conflict. Arriving at a consensus means we all agree and we all say, this is what we're going to do going forward, or this is the project that we are going to do and this is how we are going to handle it. So now we have the criteria for successful and collaborative team performance in a business. So working in a team, we've been discussing this, to achieve business goals requires clear objectives, openness, mutual respect, support, and mutual trust. Team members need to be committed to the business. In order to improve teamwork, there needs to be regular reviews of the team processes that needs to be done. And then there I've included the criteria again. In case they ask you, list or name 4 criteria for a successful team performance. There are 6 of them, so choose any 4. So, clear objectives and agreed goals. Team members must agree on goals and clear objectives. Team members who agree to the goals will be committed. Team members will show more commitment if the objectives are understood clearly. Teams need to focus on their agreed goals is essential for success. Team members should know what they want to achieve. Clear goals for direction. Then, interpersonal attitudes and behavior. Team members have a positive attitude of support and motivation towards each other. Good interpersonal relationships will ensure job satisfaction and in this way increase the productivity of the team. Team members are committed and enthusiastic towards achieving a common goal. Team leaders give credit to members for positive contributions. Shared values and mutual respect. This shows respect for the knowledge or skills of other members. Perform team tasks with integrity, meeting team deadlines with necessary commitment to the team goals. Shows loyalty, respect, and trust towards team members despite any differences. Perform team tasks with integrity, pursuing responsibility, meeting team deadlines with necessary commitment to team goals. Communication. A clear set of processes and procedures for teamwork ensures that every team member understands their role. Efficient communication between members may result in quick decisions. Quality feedback from team members will improve the morale of the team. Open discussions between team members will lead to effective problem solving. Continuous review of the team progress ensures that the team members can correct or minimize mistakes and act proactively to ensure that the goals are achieved. Cooperation and collaboration. Clearly defined and realistic goals will ensure all team members know exactly what is expected of them. All team members should actively participate in the decision-making process. Show a willingness to cooperate as a unit to achieve team objectives. Cooperate with management to achieve team and business objectives. Agree on how to get a task done effectively and without wasting time on conflict resolution. A balanced composition of skills, knowledge, experience, and expertise ensures that teams achieve their goals. I didn't go through as much detail because I feel it is self-explanatory. If you have questions, please jot them down below. Then we have mutual respect, support, and trust. Team members must not fear being laughed at or rejected for expressing concern. This will encourage participation. Team members should consult all team members. So you might ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, I'm sure you've had it before. If you're a team of or a group of 10 and only 3 are discussing what to do and they have communication, that is not mutual respect, trust, or support. So you need to communicate with all the team members, and that's what this is saying. Team members should learn from one another. Team members should support and trust one another to be an effective team. Reliability is doing what you say you will and taking risks with others to help to build the mutual trust. Alright, that's the end of the video. These are the resources that I've made use of for today's video. I want to say thank you for watching my video today. And if you have any questions, please jot them down below. If you like this video, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Grade 10s, I am rooting for you and I'm wishing you all the very best of luck with your November exams. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.